Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. As you all know, I can talk forever about the stock market, so let's try to keep this relatively short and get this over with as soon as possible. So the SPY, at the end of the video lesson, I got two more trade ideas for everyone. The two from last week, I believe it's the two that I gave out publicly. It's the two I'm going to review, so hopefully it's the two I gave out. Both working, both acting perfectly, and it's exactly what should happen in a good market. This is still not a good market. First off, I'm going to let everybody know things are looking a lot better out there. I cannot show the Market Smith graphs because I'm not an IBD partner, but for the first time this year, actually it happened one other time this year, the New York Stock Exchange 10-day simple moving average of new highs, new lows, both of them have been bearish all year long, i.e. that 10 SMA of new lows versus new highs has been more new lows than new highs, minus at the end of the rally in August. That's when the new high and new low 10-day simple moving average on both indices, the NASDAQ and the S&P, barely crossed and kind of flatlined, but the new highs were on top of each other. At the end of this week, both the 10-day simple moving average of the S&P 500 and NASDAQ have both clearly crossed each other, with the 10 SMA of the new highs clearly crossing above the new lows, and that's happened for the NASDAQ and SPY. That confirms the breadth that I'm seeing. It confirms the breadth in the stocks that are working. The only problem is this is still a bear market. We have not received any capitulatory evidence whatsoever via the VIX. Put call ratios are destroyed. Forget about them. They're done. I no longer useful for me. I've got to figure out a new way to use them. But that's done. Retail selling, equity outflow, price action, volume. There is no indication of a panic bottom out there whatsoever. On top of that, to get the all clear signal, I need the Fed to be either buying assets on their balance sheet, telling me that the biggest player in the market, we have the wind behind our backs, and or cutting rates. We have neither of those situations either. Okay, so then the final thing I need, or there's two more things left, grade A setups. Still, it's amazing. This little rally had more grade A setups. This one had more grade A setups than this entire rally. I've actually received 0 grade A setups via what I look for, and I think I can really only count one stock as a grade A setup, and in this market environment, it couldn't at the time qualify. Only in perfect hindsight can I go and look at WFRD, and which we are still long. We are still long this stock. This is one of our better setups out there on the CanSlim IBD side. That's where all those yellow dots, the tight squeeze, the 50 right above, the hugging 5, 9, and 21, almost the properly stacked moving averages. But besides that, that's been it. Then the other thing is, speaking of properly stacked moving averages, and we're going to go over this stock at the end of the video lesson, and or I need to see the market stacked like this, 200, 150, 150. We just don't have that yet. But getting back to the market short term, we have a lot going for it. Like I said, the breadth is expanding. And like I said, guys, primary is price, secondary, volume, tertiary, support, resistance levels, moving average lines, quadrary, these indicators. So I know this chart looks noisy, but trust me, get rid of everything. Give me only price. I can do it. But let's pretend that these are just green light mean go, red light means stop. On the SPY on the daily, green light, green light, green light, green light, or 4 for 4. DIA, green light, green light, green light, 4 for 4. QQQ, almost green light, green light, green light, green light. We'll call it 3.5 to 4. And I think the IWM is the last one I did. Really green light, green light, green light, green light. So on the daily time frame, short term, we've got green lights across the board. That means as long as that stays as it is, you got the green lights, pullbacks, reversals off any pullbacks should be bought. Now the saying goes, we'll just go back to the SPY, once you get above one moving average, the moving averages below it that are larger should hold a support. So this right here is the 200 SMA. So should we buy a pullback to the 5, the 9, or the 21? Negative. Those are smaller time frames than the 200 SMA. However, if it pulls back to this 150, finds support here, gives a hammer candle, you can enter it with a higher low setup, risking to either this low or whatever low appears here. But either way, we're looking a lot better out there, and that's the way that we need to look at it. Now, if we go up one more time frame, this gives us which index should we be focused on. And with the SPY, we're looking good here on a weekly too. We've crossed back above the 0 line, but we don't have all 4 as green lights. QQQ, 3 of the 4 are red lights. So that's telling us we should focus on SPY, right? IWM, 2 reds, a green, and a neutral. The DIA, weekly, green, 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 green. So out of the 4 indices, which one do you think the basket of stocks that we should be focused on right now? The DIA. Will it change? Can it change? Absolutely. But as of right now, green light means go. Weekly, 4 for 4 on the DIA. Daily, 4 for 4 on the DIA. You know your leading index. With that out of the way, moving on to my next point, something that I forgot to do at the beginning of the year was tell you my favorite sectors for the year if you guys want to just set it and forget it. Now, last year in 2022, go watch the video lessons. I have no idea when I gave these out, but you can see what the SPY did during the year. My number 1 sector for the year last year, XLV. It didn't go really well, but at the same time, look at where it started, look at where it finished. Much better than the SPY. My number 2 sector, XLF. This one did not do well. A little bit late on this one, but still, did it do better than the SPY? It sure did. And what was my 3rd favorite sector for the year? Should have been my 1st, right? Oh well, what are you going to do? Still, XLE here to here. So if you want to set it and forget it, those are the 3 sectors. This year, I kind of have 4, but really it's just 2. The first one we'll go over is I still personally do not know and we'll trade it accordingly. But if we have a recession this year, gold is telling us that we probably will. I like gold. There is no way I would chase it up here for this year to hold it into year end. It would need to pull back, find support, and give me some kind of entry. So right here, when it was doing this weird choppy consolidation, you can see that it went into a squeeze before breaking out. It's not necessarily the way that I like to trade these, but see, that is an idea. The other one is 3 months treasury bills. Get that 4.6%, lock it in. Think we're going to still have 1 or 2 more rate hikes, so that's going to be good. But the 2 sectors that I'm bullish on this year, XLV still into the end of the year. I really like UNH, SYK, PFE, CVS, Amgen, J&J, ABT for long term. Keep it simple though, XLV. And then the other one, with all the conflict in the world, China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine, XAR, ITA. I like aerospace and defense this year, along with healthcare. So those are the sectors that I'm bullish on for the entire year. Whenever I see setups and stocks in those sectors, those will be primary focus names that I am looking to trade if and when they set up. But if you want to set it and forget it, put 33.3% of your account value into aerospace defense, 33.3% into XLV, maybe 33.3% in split that up half and half into gold and 3-month T-bills until the Fed starts hiking rates again. There's an idea. It's just an idea. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have my CMT yet. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. It's just an idea. I'm going to implement them, but I'm just letting you know exactly what I plan on doing. All right, everyone. So one of the problems with this rally for me personally is that I size according to the quality of the signal, the quality of the market. Everything comes together. And then I also, as I'm winning and doing well, I increase size. As I'm losing and not doing well, I reduce size. If I get signals that immediately fail and take me out, that's an automatic size reduction. Currently, I'm not allowing anything once it's green to go to break even. It used to be in good markets, it's got to be up 20%. then break even, no matter what, can't go red. I then pared it down to up 5%, break even stop. I immediately, recently, whenever this happened here and I kept getting signals, reduced it down to, if it's green at all after day one, that's it, break even stop. So with that knowledge in hand, I'm going to go over a multitude of stocks that have been recommended to family members at Big Wave Trading. I have taken all of these trades. I've been filled on all of these trades, but I'm still not long all of these trades because the break-even stops and also irrational, illogical trailing stops. I'm not giving stocks room to work even now because I don't have a clear, definitive look to the index that says we've bottomed. We've 100% bottomed. I have a very nice rally attempt since the October lows, but for now, this has to be construed as seen as a bear market rally, within a cyclical bear market rally within the context, a bull market rally uptrend in the middle of a cyclical bear market decline from the January highs. So with all that being said, before I go to the new long positions, I want to remind everybody, I gave you guys this as a new long idea last weekend. I'm pretty sure because it's got this downtrend line on it, TITN. You can see when I initially entered it, we're up 9%, but I told you guys I'm going to add to my position. I indeed did do that. After day one, it reversed, and I put my final stop on the add signal below the next day's low a day. Did it run it? It sure did not. So, still long TITN on that add signal for a 4% gain, not for a 1 week return. OR was the other signal I gave everyone. I went long OR and immediately got that candle reversal. Kind of scary, right? Kind of scary. Look at the low a day that day, 1254. So where did my stop go? 1253. We're not allowing losers right now. I want to see my account capital grow or stay flat. I don't want to take losses. The next day, held it. But then the next day, guess what happened? 1254, 1253. Guess who got ran on half of their stop? Not all of it. I didn't put the full stop here. The full stop went below the green bot bar right there. This was the final stop. Following this day, put half the stops here, still giving it a little bit of room to work. So far, so good. Still have a position in OR. Am I selling some at the market on Monday in the morning at the open? I sure am. But from the signal, OR is up 4%. So there we can see what's working right now. Gold stock, specialty retailer machinery stock. See where we're going? So before we get to the new long position that I'm taking on Monday that everybody can join me with and front run me because I haven't even entered the orders yet, let's look at some recent winners and just show you. ATAT, I got long, took profits, and once I was up here, my stop went to break even. So guess what? In a raging bull market, where is my final stop no matter what in a raging bull market? Right there. Right there, guys. But in this market, I'm using a break-even stop. Members of Big Wave Trading, though, are still long. This name, 66% gain from the entry. It's right around actually 60 because you got to round down and I don't have time to do that. A recent new long position, ZYME. Why was this a new long position? Hammer engulfing candle right off the uptrending 50 SMA. All that green bot, heavier above average volume. I was well aware of the upcoming catalyst. Said we got to take profits. As soon as we do that, we got to move stops to break even. So far, so good. 28% gain in a short period of time. Guess who's taking more profits at the open on Monday? Notice how I said more because I've already taken some. Still have a position. HUYA, still have a position. This was the signal. So you guys know, inside, hammer candle. In the middle, after a volume truncation, max green bop session, we got that inside hammer candle. And once again, a little shaky start. Would love to see it just work immediately. Doesn't quite work in this market. Now, with this one, I went ahead and gave it all the way down to their initial room to work. But now, obviously, we have a break-even stop. But there's another big winner in just 1 month, 69% gain. Do you guys think that you might be able to join me on these trades? Remember, I gave all of these out and tell everybody where I'm entering before I take the trade. EDTK saw the sideways action here, pocket pivot point signals, rising green bop, got the signal right here, the hammer candle, made my perfect speculator scan. That's how I was alerted to this one. Signal was told to everybody to get long at 145. That happened. Bing, bang, zoom, working out very, very well. So this is kind of the setups that we're seeing, but we're going to go through more. ARDX. ARDX is working great. In a normal uptrending market, guess where my final stop is? Right here. I don't get shaken out. Guess what? I don't have a position in this one anymore. 70% gain from the signal. We should still be long. Zeus. Zeus came very close to being a grade A signal. Why was it not on this day? Not a volume truncation session. That bar is lower than this bar. Max green bop, very good, but that's the reason why it wasn't grade A. Plus, very large overall candle relative to what I'm looking for, which would be something more like this, this, or this. But as you can see, absolute perfection. Beautiful 28% gain. CBay, remember when we went long CBay? We've already reviewed this many times. 51% gain. Momo, same thing. It's a different iteration. Inside hammer candle within a flag pattern in the middle of the volume truncation, max green bop day. You can see how well it's working. So there's other stocks like this. STSA from the bottom. You can see where the white triangle is, the hammer candle. NVEC, we're still long. You can see the hammer candle over candle off the 50 SMA, above average volume, green bop, pocket pivot point signal. THR, leader, high quality, can slim name. It's been working perfectly. No pullback. EXAS, similar situation. It wasn't a max green bop volume truncation here, but it was here. Holding onto the green bop. Got that inside hammer candle barely. Bang. Got filled 3 days later. 14% gain. You can start to see how it works. VRDN, guess who got shaken out and when he got shaken out? Me. Now on this one, no matter what, I would have been shaken out because of how my stops work. I keep them live. Good to cancel, sell stop on Interactive Brokers. Intraday, not. When I used to trade on an end-of-day closing basis only, guess who would still be long VRDN? Me. But that's all right. Still, this is how they work. In a good market, you're not going to get shaken out. In a good market, we're not going to use such aggressive break-even stops. So I just want to show everybody the potential out there. And Seco, this is what a grade A cheater setup looks like right there, right off the 50, going through the 200, max green bop within the middle of a volume truncation, max green bop setup. It has done nothing but work perfectly. But guess where I got shaken out of this signal at? That's right, this day right here. In a good market, that's not going to happen, but good for 135% gain. So now that we understand all that, the new long position for Monday for everyone is STRL. I plan on getting long STRL at 34.06. I have a bullish engulfing hammer candle over candle, heavier above average volume. Got that green bop again, and following that fake out breakout, attempted breakdown, we've held the 50 and rallied back. I want to get long, calculate my size and my risk to this low. In a raging bull market, I calculate my size to this low and risk all the way to this low. In this tape, I calculate my size to this low, and that will initially be my final stop. Now, if STRL works immediately, where will my final stop go? Right below these lows. And that's how I plan on trading STRL on Monday. Want to give you one more look of it before we leave. This is what it looks like on a daily for me. So like I said, we got the proper moving average stack. We got okay price action. It's a little sloppy. That's why if it doesn't work, I won't be upset at all and be quick to cut my losses. We're in a loose squeeze, double green. We don't have the Chaikin money flow green. I would prefer this daily chart to look like this. See what it did last time when it was triple green, guys? Triple green. Everything looks good. STRL, 33% gain. If this can go green, let's see if that can happen again.